Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. It's just Marco here once again, and happy April Fool's Day. I didn't really know exactly what video to do today, and so I just thought, I'll just do like a random video because I have been kind of wanting to do a video on this subject matter because I was really excited for the new Superman movie, kind of. And then it keeps on going up and down. And I think that the main thing that I've been noticing, I guess the main two things, are number one, it seems like there's going to be a huge percentage of people, or not huge, but like a big percentage of people who just want to see the movie fail. And so every little thing that they release, like anything, even if it's just like a picture or it's like a toy picture, every single little thing is being picked apart by these whiny fanboys on Twitter who are still upset that the stupid Zack Snyder universe is over. You know, the universe that failed miserably. Nobody wanted that shit at all. The anti-comics, anti-good storytelling shit with the Martha and all that bullshit and Superman murdering people in cold blood. Nobody wanted that. And so, but there's going to be all these people now who are actively rooting against this movie just because it's made by someone other than Zack Snyder. And it's like, from a marketing perspective, I don't know how you combat against that. You know, like, I'm not a marketing specialist or genius or anything. In fact, that's probably one of the areas I do need to get better at doing stuff. I do make good promotional material, I think, but I'm not really good at promoting. And I think that you can tell because this channel doesn't have like thousands of subscribers by now. And I've been doing it since 2017, but like, how do you combat like this group of people who just every single thing they just pick apart and nothing is good to them? Like nothing. Like it's I don't know. It's kind of like, it kind of takes out of the experience too, to be honest, because it's like you want to be excited for this movie and you want to like have like a good feeling going in. But then there's all these people, and they almost try to make you not have a good feeling going in. It's like they're trying to sabotage because they're not getting what they want. And that's why I say they should have never... I changed my mind about the Justice League cut, the 4-hour bullshit cut. They should have never have gotten that movie. Ever. They should have never have been allowed to get that movie. Because that showed them that bullying and all this bullshit can pay off. But the other thing, this is because I don't want to seem like I'm biased, but because the other thing, the main thing this video is about, is because I think that the marketing for this new Superman movie sucks big time. I think that the marketing for this movie is abysmal. For starters, they had the promo picture. It was a picture of Superman, and I don't know what he was doing. He was like putting on a boot or taking a boot off and looking all emo and mopey and sad and pouty, while outside in the city there's like this giant like green ball that's like obviously some sort of a threat or something that's bad that's going on. And he's just like mopey, and it almost looks like a Zack Snyder Superman movie. It doesn't even look like what James Gunn was talking about, where he was like, "Oh, this is going to be a positive, uplifting movie. It's going to, bring back the real Superman, not the fan fiction Superman that Zack Snyder did." But that promo picture, that first one, it completely went against that idea. So I'm just trying to figure out why was that the very first picture that they wanted to show of this character? The very first picture they wanted to show from this movie. It was a bad choice. And the suit itself, I think, I'm not really fully into the suit. I think it's kind of a mixed bag. It is definitely better than the one for Man of Steel because I didn't like the texture on the Man of Steel one because it reminded me of like a basketball. Similarly to like the Amazing Spider-Man 1, that whole Spider-Man suit, I didn't like that. I didn't like the texture on that, but I did like the design of that suit. But like the suit itself, it just looks a lot like the Guardians of the Galaxy suit that Peter Quill gets in part 3. And so that's all that I can think of. And I think that that's another thing that's very worrying to me is that, James Gunn, when he makes movies, he makes James Gunn movies. It doesn't really feel like he can make projects that are not James Gunn movies. And what I mean by that is that, like, you take a director like Joss Whedon, who everyone hates on because I don't even know why. I mean, because I don't even know all the personal stuff or anything, but like, you look at the Avengers movie. Yeah, that's kind of a Joss Whedon movie, but it feels like a Marvel movie. It feels like the comic books. It feels like these are the characters, and it was epic. It was awesome, and it was so good, and it just felt like Joss Whedon was inserting a little bit here and there of what he liked personally, of like quippy dialogue and all that kind of stuff. And, you can say other things too, like the way that they made Hawkeye kind of like Angel from Buffy, the way that he was kind of like mopey, and Thor as well, and, stuff like that. But other than that, like, he was able to kind of separate himself and make a comic book movie that's not really completely like a Joss Whedon movie. And the problem with James Gunn is that everything he makes is the same. It doesn't feel like he's able to make projects that stand apart, that feel like they're different things. They all feel like they almost have the same pros and the same cons, just in varying degrees. And so that first promo picture was weird. That was a weird start to the marketing of the movie because it combated with the message that James Gunn was trying to send. Then, I can't remember which came first. I think that the title change came first. The movie was originally going to be called Superman Legacy. And that kind of worried people because they're like, okay, what does this mean? Like, the legacy of, like, Superman, like, in the comics? Or what does it mean by Superman Legacy? There was one rumor that it was like, oh, Lois Lane is going to carry on his legacy. And I knew that was bullshit. I knew that sounded like a Reddit rumor. But, what did the word legacy mean? The word legacy, it would be better off for, like, the 4th movie in a series or the 5th movie. Like, if they made a final Batman movie that was called Batman The Legacy, where maybe, they'd have Robin in it or something like that. It would make sense, but Superman Legacy didn't really work for me. They could have done something like Superman Man of Tomorrow or something, or Superman of Tomorrow. They could have done anything, but instead, they chose to just call it Superman. I also think that they did this because there were a lot of people saying it felt like Superman wasn't going to be the main character. Sorry, that was bad. I was like, ooh, I like Superman. But I don't know. Like, I really despise it when movies like have the same title on purpose that are like a part of franchises. Like how when reboots do that, like or even Scream 5. They just called it, like, Scream, right? Or, they just called it Scream. And then that Halloween sequel, they just called it Halloween. And I hate that. I think it's so cheap, and it's so shitty, and it's almost like just a cheap way to make money off of the title. I don't even know, but, like, I hate it. And so just to call this Superman, I really, really don't understand it, and I think that it's another bad choice in marketing. Then you had the poster and the song that came out, the theme. Or I guess it was like a teaser theme. I can't remember. But like, I thought that that was good. All of that stuff felt consistent with the movie's marketing. It felt like it was bright, it was positive, but at the same time, it kind of had I guess you could say, badass undertone to it. And then they released the first trailer on December 19th, my birthday. I definitely appreciated that, because usually on my birthday, the worst movies, the worst fucking blockbuster shit movies come out, or stupid trailers, you know, just stuff that I don't give a shit about, like that Lion King sequel, the live action sequel, that nobody wants to see that. But like, this trailer was kind of a mixed bag. Like, I got excited because it felt a lot like the comics. It also really reminded me of Lego Batman 2, which was a Superman versus Batman team-up story. It really, really reminded me of that. At the same time, I could see the criticisms, and it did really feel like James Gunn, typical, a lot of the stuff that he does in his movies. And so I'm still kind of like up in the air of whether or not I'm really, really thinking that this movie is going to be a home run. But all of that marketing that they did in December was good. All of it felt like they're sticking to the message of positivity. Superman is a man of hope, but he still has these problems, this drama. He's not just a Boy Scout. He's not just a perfect goody-goody two-shoes, etc., etc. Now, this is where the marketing goes from bad to abysmal. So they had the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was an epic failure. It was a terrible Super Bowl. My mom hated it for obvious reasons, because, you know, she likes the Chiefs. But also, they announced that you'd think that Superman would have a Super Bowl trailer. I mean, the word super is in Super Bowl. So you'd think like Superman's Super Bowl special trailer, it could have been like 30 seconds and people would have said, cool, great, fantastic. But instead, they decided they said, we're going to release something during the Puppy Bowl. And this is the point where I think that now the movie, I don't know what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to appeal a lot to children. And I think that they're trying to get the children excited, so the children will drag their parents to the theater to see the movie, which they already would have done anyway, probably. But, like, they released this little, it wasn't even a trailer. It was just like a 10-second, like, bizarro promo, like, animation of Guy Gardner, I think his name is, like, this shitty joke character played by Nathan Fillion. He basically just looks like a joke, comedic relief side character that is just going to be there, and it's like, oh, haha, he has a bowl cut, ha ha ha. Like, he doesn't even feel like a character, and it feels very much like a James Gunn thing to do. And that was the only thing, though. And I don't want to sound like I am like a loser or anything, but I was waiting that whole evening for something from Superman to come out. I thought, surely this isn't the only thing that they're releasing during the Puppy Bowl. But it was. It almost felt like an April Fool's joke. It was that bad. It didn't make any sense at all. And it was like, okay, like, I can get with the idea of releasing it during the Puppy Bowl because there's a puppy, there's crypto, whatever, in the Superman movie. But just that little promo of Guy Gardner was really, really stupid and bizarre. I don't know who's making these dumb decisions, and it feels like the momentum for the movie is not building. When you do the marketing for a movie, and again, I don't really know much, but I just think logically, You would want the momentum and the excitement to build and build and build. You know, like back when the Harry Potter movies came out, and like you just couldn't wait to see the new Harry Potter movie. They release a teaser a year away, and then 6 months away from the movie, they release trailer 1, trailer 2, TV promos. It was almost like scheduled. You know, it was all very, very well planned out, and just to where the excitement built for those movies. But for Superman, it's just like, oh, maybe we could just release a little thing here, and then, oh, a little thing there. And there's been a lot of teasing, too. So, I don't know. I can't remember what this was, but they released this one trailer which had, like, other alternate shots that weren't in the first trailer. It was not a good trailer, and they had this flying shot of Superman. And again, I don't know who's making these decisions, because I know that, you know, there wasn't really, I mean, Clark was not being like CGI'd flying. He was actually like floating in the air or whatever. And they said something happens with your eyes when you adjust to, I don't know, like I can't remember, but it was explained that it happened. Like, it's just, that's the human body, whatever. But his eyes look like they're like they look all over the place. It looks cartoony. It looks stupid. It looks childish, and I don't know why they put that shot in. I don't know why they did that. I mean, you don't have to put that in the trailer. You don't have to. You've got 2 hours plus of footage. You know what I would do too? You don't even necessarily have to use footage that's in the movie. You can use footage that you shot that you're not putting in the movie, but it looks really good. And that could be like a cheap way of like, okay, like, you know, having your cake and eating it too, of like showing these cool shots while at the same time not making it look stupid. Because it looks stupid. And it's like you're giving these fanboys this easy ammo. So then, and we're not done yet. Because, I mean, the movie still has not come out. It's going to be a while. But I had to make this video because the marketing has just been so bizarre and all over the place. But, they said, like, Japan teased something. And it was like, okay, what's going to come out of Japan? Like, a new Superman movie just for Japan? Or is it going to have new shots or what? And they did, like, a countdown, like, tomorrow, new Superman, something. And people were like, oh, shit, what's it gonna be? And literally all it was the same trailer in December, but with, oh, guess what, guys? This movie is gonna be released in Japan. And apparently that is, like, a huge deal, like, that a big movie like this gets like a big release in Japan or something, but it was so weird. It's like teasing. It's like teasing and being like, oh, maybe you'll get something new. Oh, just kidding. Fuck you. Lastly, the newest thing is that they released this video of the actor saying that there's going to be a 5-minute extended trailer inside before the Minecraft movie. Again, marketing towards children with this. Of all the movies, you don't even need to choose any specific movie. Just release a new fucking trailer. Why are you putting a new Superman trailer before the Minecraft movie? Why? Ugh. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on with the marketing for this movie, because now it's almost feeling like Guardians of the Galaxy again with the way that they're marketing it. They're gearing it towards children, and I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what the message is. I don't know. There's no consistency with this marketing. Are they trying to just steer away from adults because a lot of the adults are the Snyder fanboys, So they think, okay, let's try to get the kids in here and get the kids excited, and then the adults might get excited more. Or I don't know what they're doing. What I wish that they would do is pick one theme. If you want to market the movie for kids, because that's what you've been doing for the last couple of months, then stick to that. If you want to market the movie as like a more serious movie so that you can appeal to the Snyder fanboys who, just can't stand anything to be happy, be positive, then do that. Or if you want it to just be like, market it as a good movie, then market it as a good movie. But stop it with this inconsistent marketing and just this teasing, this weird teasing. I really don't like the marketing. I don't like this new DC already. And I don't want to say that. I don't want to be mean, and I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer. But I just don't get a good feeling about this new universe, this DC universe. I really don't. And that's coming from someone who hates Snyder, hates everything that he did. I definitely would never want him to come back to ruin the characters anymore. But I don't like what's going on now either, really. I think that we're in trouble here. So what does everyone else think? Please like and comment. I'm just curious if anyone else has noticed how bad the marketing has been for this movie. And that's not even talking about all the supposed test screenings where they can't decide. Some of them say the movie's really good, some of them say the movie's really bad. Oh yeah, and then there's other people who say the movie's obviously really bad because they had to do a couple of reshoots, and they got what's called pickup shots, which means that they're just extra shots that they got, which, by the way, every movie does that. And if a filmmaker has millions of dollars, you're damn straight that he's going to do that. Because I'll admit this. I've been shooting my first 2 movies, and I'm shooting 2 at the same time. It's very fun because you can kind of go back and forth. You're not just focused on one single thing. And there's a lot of shots that, a lot of just random shots that I wished that I would have gotten. Even editing this sequence now, this guy, his performance is it needs more direction in the first little part. I think I wasn't feeling well when I was doing that scene with him, and so I'll probably have to reshoot that scene, or just a shot from that scene, because it's bad. And I have limited money. I have limited time with him. And that doesn't mean the movie's bad because I'm going to get new shots with him, and even just extra shots. If I decided, I want to get a close-up of you just saying this line, or I want to get a close-up of you and this other character in the environment, that doesn't mean that the movie's going to be bad. So I just wanted to dispel that rumor, because, filmmakers, people who work in film, they know that just because you reshoot or you do new additional shots, that doesn't mean anything. If anything, it means that you're taking it seriously and you're trying to make it as good of a movie as possible. So yeah, anyways, please subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more honest videos like this. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon.